make room. The video crew is going to come up, so I want you to know if you do ask me a question, you will be on video, and the next thing you know is you'll be on the blog.
My daughter, who's 53, has polycystic kidney disease. She's on dialysis. So do you have any specific suggestion in her situation?
Yeah, exactly. You know, one of the things is, you know, how is she as far as her, I know she's probably depressed because of that, but what about her food program and her how well her bowel works and all the basic fundamentals?
Yeah, I think she's trying to eat more organic food.
Good.
And I get her some of your herbs, and she takes those. You
know, when you have polycystic kidney disease, which is a serious life-threatening disease, and you're on dialysis, there's no more goofing around. That's when you have to just pretty much come to a conclusion that everything you know is wrong and you need a do-over. It's kind of like a reboot on a computer. And that's a difficult time in life because some people don't make it because they can't do the reboot. But you have to realize that probably everything I'm eating is the wrong thing for me. Probably everything I'm thinking is not getting me well. I might hate my job, hate my husband, hate my life. My patients that had terminal diseases, I really had to reboot them. And it's scary because some of them had to quit their job. I mean, they had leukemia and they were working in a paint factory. Well, I can't get your blood cells to not have cancer if you're working in a toxic fume environment. And now they quit their job and they don't have any money. And now I'm like, well, sell the drapes, sell the TV, sell the car and walk. You'll probably be healthier. But for some people with a life-threatening disease, I understand why people have organs cut out, have chemotherapy, and go the medical route because they can't deal with a reboot. But the only way to do it naturally when you have a terminal disease is a reboot, and you have to establish a group of loving people around you that will promote you to want to get healthier that way, because the statistics for her are bad. You know that. The prognosis is horrible. Look it up in Merck's manual. They're going to give her 3 to 5 years maximum to live. It's horrible. And so but the other thing is you know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. The best thing you can do is be loving, and then accept her decision, because all of us want a brand new Rolls-Royce Ghost. But when you see what the payments are, the rusty Chevy's not so bad. And that's what natural healing is really like for all of us. We are all in here could do better, including me. I still got fat. I've done a lot of work, and I look and I go, what's this? What's this shit? Yeah, but you know, I look great, I feel great, my skin looks great, but you know what? I still got shit. And so you have to look at yourself. You have to look at yourself and go, you know what am I going to work on next? Stay positive about it. But you're either getting better or you're getting worse, and we all have stuff to work on, and we're all not perfect.
By the way, one other quick question. I have what my neurologist called an essential tremor.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. You can't hide that one.
Right, and so I was taking Primidone, one medication, now he's prescribed another.
I'll move right into it. Superfood, because the it's so packed with B vitamins.
I use that.
Great, and they're neurotransmitters.
Okay.
And then the Nerve formula would be a good formula for you to use every day. And, you know, learn some jokes. 1,000 jokes. I got a lot of them, but unfortunately most of them I can't tell in an audience like this. But don't pay too much attention to what your doctor says. You know, look at this. See that? Yeah. If I squeeze it, look what happens in my hand. I broke this wrist in the martial arts, and it's better, but there's still something going on. But the reality is everybody right here around me's got some stuff. If we were to check, the bottom line is I would say about 98% of you is pretty good.
Yeah.
You're just shaking a little bit.
Sure.
So make sure you keep that in perspective. Unfortunately, yours is a little more visible. A lot of us is internal and no one can see it, so we can go, our shit's cool, and we're not sick, and you're like shaking, and people are like, why is he shaking? So make sure you get the good foods in, the nutrition in for the nervous system. Use some nerve formula, and don't pay too. Keep focusing on the good. Keep focusing on how you're going to get healthier and stronger. Maybe even some playing out more, movement more. Because I know what it's like when you're shaking. I came in the other day from my movement, and I couldn't even hold myself still because I got so much blood pumping in my body and all that. So don't take it too seriously.
Thank you.
That's important for all of us to not take it too seriously. Yes?
Can you create some toothpaste and deodorant?
You know what? I was thinking about toothpaste the other day because I play with a lot of things, herbs and things that I put in my mouth. So I think toothpaste is on the agenda.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Schulze, great.
What about the prostate cancer?
Yes. Usually that's the final manifestation of the prostate being swollen and unhealthy. But I had many patients with prostate cancer, and just keep making sure the person can keep urinating. Use the prostate tonic. But when someone's really ill, my doses are for normal. So you can go up in the doses 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 times the dosages. I think I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm okay. And then make sure absolute vegan, because the prostate gets in trouble with animal foods. And most, and a lot of people are like, well, I'm a lacto-vegetarian. But cow's milk is the genetic fluid to create a cow, not a human being. And it has all the DNA and RNA to turn something into a cow. And the only milk that was natural for us to drink is human milk. And that only till we have all our teeth in. So it would be weird if we drank human milk, but it's a lot weirder to drink cow's milk. I mean, you don't see a monkey sucking off a giraffe or anything. I mean, so it's got to be animal-free for the prostate health. There's just way too many studies pointing to all animal foods. So that is one. Anytime you use the word cancer, it means that an area of our body is degenerating, and that degeneration might spread. So we got to go into the full-on program. Now it's 1 to 10. You got to dial it all the way up to 10, and it's got to be that physical, emotional, and spiritual makeover. And a lot of men aren't willing to do that, so they have the prostate removed. And I understand that. I'm not judging. I'm just so scared of knives and needles and all those things that I ran out of the hospital 41 years ago, and I don't want to go back. So that fear I use as a great motivational tool. But if someone doesn't have a lot of that fear and they want to have their I see the billboards, robotic prostate surgery. Wow, I almost got into that one. I thought, well, I could do that. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I'd rather eat an orange.